All right, everyone, it's Thursday, which means that the weekend is almost here, and I'm starting to think about what meals I want to prepare for dinner for this upcoming weekend. So I headed over to one of my favorite grocery stores, which is Grocery Outlet Bargain Market, and I picked up a whole bunch of delicious organic produce for just under $20. I was able to score a 2-pound bag of organic carrots, 6 organic bananas, a package of organic spring mix, a big bag of organic apples, some organic strawberries. These look so juicy and delicious. And then a pack of organic yellow onions. So this is some produce that I'm planning on using this weekend as well as probably next week. These are some basic staples that I always like to make sure I have on hand because they're packed with nutrition and they're very versatile ingredients. And I just love how I can get so many great organic food produce items at Grocery Outlet. Okay, so then the next step for me for planning my meals this weekend is to go through my pantry. I'm starting a new challenge, which is a pantry challenge where I don't purchase anything from my pantry for as long as possible. And I'm just going to try and go through all of the food that I have in my pantry so that I don't have to spend any extra money, as well as I don't have any food waste in the upcoming weeks. Because some of these items I've had for a few weeks and I really do need to get rid of them. So I'm going to be planning my meals around what I already have in the pantry. And since I'm still in my extreme grocery budget challenge mode, I'm also going through my refrigerator to get rid of everything that I have, like little bits of food and scraps of things, so that I can make sure and not have any food waste and also not spend any extra money on food. We're trying to stick to a really tight budget right now, so I'm really wanting to make sure that I don't waste any food and that I go through everything that I already have in the refrigerator. So I already had some grapefruits on hand. I had half of a head of cabbage. I had a package of Brussels sprouts in the back of my refrigerator. I had some leftover celery. I also had this Blondie Bar baking mix from Trader Joe's that I purchased, I think about 2 months ago, and I still hadn't baked with it. Then I have some non-dairy organic soy beverage, and then I had this Thai peanut satay sauce from Trader Joe's that I also still hadn't used. So I just love this challenge because it just makes me be so creative in the kitchen while also using up a lot of ingredients that I need to go through. So as always, I am going to be using legumes, like I'm choosing red lentils and beans this week, as well as a package of tofu that I had in the refrigerator. And then for some grains, I'm going to be having some rice with the tofu and then some oats. So what I'm going to be doing right now is I'm going to be taking these ingredients that I have and filling my meal planning bins with them. So if you've seen any of my recent videos, I've been sharing my super easy 7-minute meal planning system where I use these bins that I've labeled with each day of the week. And then what I do is I fill up 3 of them at a time with all of the ingredients that I plan to use for either a meal or for the whole day. So for Sunday, I'm planning to do a peanut tofu satay tofu with some brown rice as well as some cabbage. I'm going to be using some of those carrots. So I'm just putting everything into the bin. I also, for the rice, I have like a big container of rice, but I just pre-measured out the amount of rice that I plan to use for just this dinner, so that I can even put that into the bin so I don't have to do that on Sunday. So having everything in this like little makeshift kit just really makes cooking so easy, because at mealtime I just basically pull out this bin. Or if I'm doing it as a daily bin, I just pull that bin out in the morning and I can really get focused on what I'm going to be using throughout just that specific day. And if you're like me, I oftentimes we'll just have food that gets pushed into the back of the refrigerator. And then at mealtime, I'm just like so overwhelmed with all of the options in the refrigerator that I don't even know where to start. So making these little makeshift meal kits ahead of time, and they only take me about 7 minutes to do, is just really a game changer for me because it keeps me organized, it keeps my refrigerator organized, and it makes mealtime really like a no-brainer. And this system is super easy too because when I have everything already out on the counter, it really helps make this go really quickly, this meal planning, and it really helps me get these ingredients into my meal plan rotation so that I don't waste food. So check out my other videos if you're interested. I have a whole playlist of my 7-minute meal planning system if you want some more information about how I do this. But so for Friday, I'm going to be making a delicious queso sauce that I have a video for that I'll link in the description below, but it's basically a combination of potatoes, carrots, onion, nutritional yeast, and some other ingredients. And I love putting that together with some cooked black beans over chips for a delicious nacho bake. So I'm going to be making that on Friday as well, and I'm just going to slip that meal planning bin right into my refrigerator, and all I have to do now is work on my Saturday bin, and I have 3 days of dinners planned and ready to go in my refrigerator. Now, I have these grapefruits that I need to use because they've been sitting in my refrigerator for probably way too long. So I'm going to put those into the Saturday bin so that I remember to use them up. Then I'm going to be putting some red lentils into a smaller container so that I can just cook the amount that I want to prepare on Saturday. I'm going to be making a red lentil soup with some carrots, some celery, some onions, and some herbs and spices as well. And this is going to be a really super protein-packed, hearty, and delicious soup that I'm probably going to make extra so that I can have some for a couple days. Then I'm going to put some carrots into the bin. I'm going to put an onion in there. And then basically that's ready to go now for Saturday. Oh, and then I also have that bag of Brussels sprouts, so I'm going to throw that into this bin because what I can do is basically roast those or steam them or something, but I need to use those up because they've also been in my refrigerator for too long. So there you go. Saturday is all planned out and ready to go. And look at how much food I was able to allocate and have ready for meals for the next 3 days. Now, I'm not even going to edit this video for you because I want you to see how quickly I was able to actually do all of this because this system is just so quick and easy. I think in total, without including the time it took me to get the stuff out of the pantry, it took me about 12 minutes to really get all of this ready to go. So not only did I plan dinners for the next 3 nights and get all the ingredients into those bins, I also included in this video here some other meal prep that I did with some of the other ingredients. So I actually meal prepped some breakfasts and some lunches as well in just this short period of time. So right now I'm sharing with you how I prepared my breakfast oats. These are just organic rolled oats poured into a mason jar. Then I pour some organic chia seeds on top. I did probably about 1.5 cups of oats, and then I did about 2 to 3 tablespoons of chia seeds, and then a big handful of organic raisins. This is a really hearty, delicious, calcium-packed and protein-packed breakfast that's so delicious and creamy, and it's a no-cook breakfast. I don't have to do any cooking for this. All I do is I put everything into this jar, then I shake it up, and it's basically ready to go as soon as, everything becomes absorbed. So then I'm using that soy milk. I'm just pouring this on top. Then I'm going to put the lid on and very, very quickly shake it up because once you combine the liquid with those chia seeds, they start to absorb all of that liquid. And if you don't shake it right away, you end up with like a big clump of chia seeds. So I basically put as much liquid as I can in there. I shake it up really well. Then I add the rest of the liquid, and then I shake it again for about another 30 seconds or so that I can make sure that all of the chia seeds are well dispersed and they're not turning into a giant clump. If you've ever done that before, you know what I'm talking about, and it kind of ruins the dish. So I put that into the refrigerator. Now the next thing, I'm just doing a quick meal prep here for lunches of salads. So with that big container of baby greens, I'm going to divide that into 4 of my Bent Go meal prep containers. Then this one container will make 4 salads. So this is going to be enough salads probably for me and my husband for 2 days. And this isn't going to be like a full salad prep, but what it's doing is it's getting the salad started. So it means that I have salad already pre-portioned, and I'm going to put some sunflower seeds and some croutons on top. So it's kind of like a good nudge into lunchtime so that I don't have to like start thinking, what do I make for lunch? All I have to do is open the refrigerator and I look in there and I see, oh, there's already some salads prepared. I'm going to eat that. And then I'll add probably some tofu on top or some cooked beans or some lentils, whatever protein that I have. And then if I want to make a dressing, I could put that on top. But if I don't want to make a dressing, I could just squeeze some lemon juice on top or some vinegar, and it's ready to eat. So this is a really great way to get leafy greens into my diet, to get some whole grains from those croutons. These sunflower seeds are packed with a lot of nutrition as well. And then if I put some lentils or beans on top, then I have a really nice hearty lunch that's already in a container that I could take with me on the go. So those are the breakfast and lunch that I have already ready to go. And then I'm just going to pop those into the meal bins that I have for those days. So these are going to go into my Friday and Saturday bins as well. And if you've never seen these Bent Go meal prep containers, these are awesome. They come in a pack of 10 on Amazon. They're about $1 a piece, and I reuse them all the time, and they're super great because I can have a ton of meal prep containers around without being super stressed out about if I forget one somewhere or I need to give it to someone. So, okay, you can see right now I'm showing with you the inside of my refrigerator with the next 3 days of breakfast, lunch, and dinner prep ready to go, already portioned into these meal planning bins. I even had some smoothies that I blended up earlier in the day. I divided up the apples between those other 3 days, and I'm ready to go for the weekend. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and check out my members area where I share printable PDF recipes, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.